Hello everybody and welcome to another Batman review. Today it is Season 1 Episode 30, While Gotham City Burns, which is Part 2 of The Bookworm Turns, and once again has special guest star Roddy McDowall as the Bookworm. And I actually think this episode is a little bit slower than Part 1, but it has a lot of memorable moments and really picks up in the second half of the episode. So overall I would say it's about on par with the first half of the episode. So we start as we always do with the cliffhanger where Robin is still tied up in the bell, and Batman and Chief O'Hara figure out through a clue where he is. So Batman uses some kind of rope, it's like a bat line or something, I'm not really sure what it's called, to free Robin. This is actually a pretty complex process, and I'll just say it takes a while, probably a little bit too long considering we know that these cliffhangers always end with Batman or Robin being okay, but the episode really picks up from here, and it was interesting enough, so it was fine, I guess, just a little lengthy. So at the same time, the Bookworm is stealing a book from Wayne Manor that he's going to use for his plot the rest of the episode, which ultimately leads us to a scene where there's this giant book in the street that Batman and Robin find, and this thing is huge, and for some reason I thought this was hilarious. It's really worked for me. So Batman opens it with this big magnet, which was also pretty funny, and it reveals this small stove, and there's some soup on top of it, or as Robin says, some darn good soup. Sometimes Burt Ward, his lines are really great in this show. I thought that was funny, but ultimately the Bookworm closes the book as it's a trap all along. He has it wired with some kind of remote, I guess. And my question is, once again, don't Batman and Robin think this might be a trap all along? Don't they think the Bookworm might be nearby? But I guess you just have to go with it. So this hot steam starts coming up from the floor, entering the room, and of course Batman and Robin are trapped in there with apparently no way to get out. So that fits with the whole theme of the stove and the soup and everything, so it was fine. So at this time Batman calls Alfred to try and get more information on the situation. In the meantime, the police are also trying to get inside to help out the situation, and eventually the police do get inside, but no one is there, so we're not really sure where Batman and Robin went or how they got away. So at the same time, the Bookworm has stolen the Batmobile because all the villains on this show think it's a good idea, even though it never helps them and usually doesn't work out too well. But he's going to use it to try and break into this library that has all these old books, which as far as I can tell, his motivation is that they're worth a lot of money. I didn't really get anything beyond that, which is fine. So of course it appears that this plan is going to work, but Batman and Robin are waiting for him at the scene, and Batman explains that he and Robin escaped through some kind of manhole that was underneath the stove, I guess, which works okay. It was fine. So this leads to another fight with Batman and the henchmen, who once again take off their glasses, because you can't forget to do that before the fight. And eventually Batman and Robin win, of course, and the Bookworm and the henchwoman Lydia are caught as well. So a satisfying conclusion to the episode. Overall, I would say this is a pretty memorable episode that starts a little slow, but really picks up. So I'm going to give While Gotham City Burns a 4 out of 5. Definitely a solid part 2 of what was a very good 2-part episode, and definitely recommended for fans of the show, as I feel it is a very enjoyable episode. So a 4 out of 5 for While Gotham City Burns, and as always, thank you very much for watching.